Welcome back, everyone, to a packed York Hall in Bethnal Green. This is the draw from the quarterfinals onwards. You see there, Holland just scraping through against Japan 9-8 in a thriller. They potted a 2-9 combination to complete victory. Much more comfortable for them in the semi-finals against Finland. Philippines, they staved off Chinese Taipei in the end, 9-7 in their semi-final, after trouncing Hungary in the match before that.
Well, they've secured the break, and they'd like to string a few racks together, Holland. Rack number 4. The opposite side of the table the Philippines broke from. And using the cut break, getting the one in. It's a legal break and a good one, but just enough room for the cue ball to get through to the 2. And if you're just joining us, just to let you know about the rules for the break, 3 balls have to pass the head string. And every ball that is pocketed counts as a ball having passed the head string. So in total 3. In this case, 2 passed the head string, the 1 ball pocketed for a total of 3. And that actually was nice position on the 2 after the break. That was ideal. The 9 tracking up table. But the problem ball is the next one to come, the 3 onto the 4. And it's going to have to be a combination, I think. 4 onto 7. He's trying to pull over to the other side. Not a very good shot from Nick Vandenberg there. I think he should have played for the combination, Phil. That would have been easy.
Yes, because the positional considerations from the combination wouldn't have been too complex because the orange 5 ball is in mid-table.
Niels is really eyeing this up.
Extension call.
Calling for the extension. And he wants to take that 4 ball right down the center of the table and try and get that cue ball behind cover. He's just played object ball safety. I thought he might try and hold the cue ball behind the 8. But that's a let-off. The Philippines will be very happy to get back to the table because Holland with a very clear-cut chance in this one. Just a very lax positional effort. You know, since the very outset of the event, the table has been very slick, and we've seen the cue ball lost on numerous occasions. We've seen more mistakes from the positional side than any other. Now, that sort of excuse held early on, but not now that we're in day 6, and both sides that are here have had plenty of table time with which to experience and acclimatize themselves. That's ball in hand.
Ball in hand.
Well, you see snooker players miss the object ball when they're playing a thin safety, quite often because the penalty is only 4 points. But the penalty in pool is ball in hand, which is much more excessive.
On 2 fronts, actually, Phil. The rack that you might have just given away and the ones that may follow.
In snooker, it's almost worth giving 4, 8, maybe even 12 penalty points away to get the safety right, but in pool you have to do it first time. If you don't, penalty paid, lights out.
The only solace here is that you don't have to do much with the cue ball to get on the next ball, but thank goodness for Holland that they didn't have to, because he's left them right over top the 8, cueing at the 7, but the 8's right there. Nick's got to be a little careful here. If he decides to float this in, he doesn't want to overcut this.
There it is, right down the side rail. Holland back on level terms. They made a shaky start. Now, though, feeling good.
Again, vital that they secure that rack, given the mistake from Dennis Orcolio. And you see it here. Just trying to feather that 4 ball. Slightly misjudging it. The ball in hand at this level usually spells the end of the rack. Now, the Philippines are hoping it's only going to cost them that 1. The score is deadlocked at 2 apiece.
You could fully understand Orcolio trying to hit the pink 4 ball as thin as possible, yes. But with his level of intricacy, it really is uncharacteristic. He didn't make contact.
Dennis looks on. All the fans that have made their way to the east end of London to support Team Philippines. You can see them. They've come out in droves.
2-2.
And they were certainly present in the semifinals when they beat Chinese Taipei. A good thing for Holland that cue ball got kicked, because it was heading right towards the side pocket.
And virtually the last kiss on the cue ball as well meant position on the 2. Look at this. Off the 3. Hey presto.
But not easy. And under the pressure of the final, be able to get close to the 3. Terrific shot from Nick Vandenberg, and that's perfect.
Not only the pot, Jim, but the pot into the thin half of the pocket, which meant optimum position.
They lost the first 2 racks. And then the mistake. They have let everybody here at York Hall, as well as everyone watching at home, know they have come to play.
Extension call.
Just one final reminder, 35-second shot clock in operation. One extension per team allowed per rack. And the Dutch decide to take that extension here. It is an extension of 35 seconds. Basically, you double your time.
A little straighter than would be ideal. And again, you saw Niels trying to give him a little bit of guidance. The younger Vandenberg at 33 years of age. Niels Fyen, 36. And he's going to have to go around the angles here. That gets him back on track. Perfect shot from the Terminator.
You know, even before this tournament started, Nick Vandenberg said that his favourite pool venue, and he's played in many, is the York Hall in Bethnal Green. He will not be changing his opinion after what's happened over the last 6 days.
For the first time, Holland get their nose in front. It's a 3-2 advantage over the Philippines. They've won the last 3 racks on the spin. And much to the delight of the Holland supporters here in attendance. Nice shot here from Niels. Great position. When you're traveling with that cue ball, a lot of bad things can happen. Not on that instance, though.
At 2-0, it was all going so well for the pre-tournament favourites, but their break-off in the third left something to be desired. It wasn't the most fortunate of break-offs. And ever since then, it's been a case of struggle for the Philippines anyway. Holland thriving. Must say, what a great crowd in tonight, and that really does inspire the players as well as the prize on offer.
$250,000, the total purse up for grabs here, and $60,000 going to the eventual winners, split between them. Though you have to know that some of that will be spent in the celebrations afterwards. One ball and one ball. And another, but the three's at the wrong end of the table. This won't be easy, but it's worth having a go at it. You can see Nick just talking to Niels because the cue ball would come down the left-hand side. This is the sort of shot that if you're going to miss it, you want to miss it on the pro side, overcut it. It's tough to tell just how hampered he is with his cueing. That might dictate what he does. You know, from this position, even though he can see the three, it wouldn't surprise me to see him push out here.
Attention call.
Playing with extreme right-hand side.
Look out, cue ball. Risky shot, Phil. I mean, you could see that he could only get to the right-hand side of the cue ball.
Stop the clock.
And we heard the calling card of the Filipino supporters. The cue ball was going towards the pocket. No pretense from them. They cheered.
So 3 racks is all that Holland could muster. I say all, not bad. They've played themselves into the lead. But you have to know that this rack isn't going to take long. That lead won't be around for very long. Just stop shots here. Easy.
Well, everyone beforehand was expecting this to be keenly contested, and that's precisely how it's panning out. The Philippines won the first 2 racks, Holland the next 3. Now, though, the Filipinos smiling again. They're back on level terms.